Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I
Sure,
must
we
tend to
don't
first.
have anything to do
In the
anyway.
meantime, please have a seat.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
These two are just watching him. What the heck? Isn't that so awkward? Wait, we're missing some. Are Malus and Silver gone?
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
No, no.
They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time. And they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
Well, we can't do anything. All we know is that they're all part of the oceanid thing, right? In the
I've known
seawater
them for
now.
so long.
They're
I
not
know
really
they were
dead,
afraid.
but they're also dead.
But I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests.
Mm-hmm.
But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't. It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver.
Mm-hmm.
But we were able to save more than we anticipated.
Yeah.
The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
No one's sacrifice is truly necessary.
Right. Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Paimon.
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia, she...
How?
Silence.
Oh! Neuvillette? You came here to save her?
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
Yeah, so he did come here to save Navia.
Come on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus. Silver.
They're part of the
Quickly, you must
collective
come now.
now. You have to let
Goodbye.
them go.
Demoiselle.
Farewell.
But how did Neuvillette know?
No, wait! Just a second!
Right, he has a high sensitivity to hydro, so he must have sensed it.
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you're all right. I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before.
Also, he doesn't see them as the people. He only sees them as the
Perhaps
Oceanids.
Those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they
You're not
keep
gonna
doing
cry
so
again,
even
aren't
after
you?
death.
We don't have any water here that you can drink. You don't want to have a migraine right now.
Please come with me.
Gonna tell us what happened?
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why
Like?
are you so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I'm like that too.
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time
Oh,
to
okay.
herself.
Well, you should have said so.
Why didn't
Yeah.
you say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this when we have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so.
It could have been so simple. And by the way, Siegeween sends her regards.
Ah, Sigewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No.
Don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity.
Well,
Just as
she's
I
been
have.
studying up, have you? I bet not, because you're too busy doing other things like taking care of everything official in Fontaine.
Been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
Well, you're the chatty one here. You're the expert, Paimon. What should we talk about?
So, neuvillette. You're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
What
Yes, of
kind
course.
of question is that?
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
Are you sure?
And yet the problem has not been properly
Uh-huh.
solved. There is little space for excuses
Just
between
stop
us.
hiding things.
It is not
You're
my
making
intention
this
to offend you,
complicated.
but please,
And if you
tell me
really
where
care
you
about your
stand.
people,
You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not?
mm-hmm.
Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
Do you really care?
You mean...
Yes. All because of you hiding things.
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
Mm-hmm.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really
Then
so
why are
strange
you
that I know
acting
nothing?
this way? Why are you so dodgy?
I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything
So
to
you
tell
don't know anything. Like literally, you don't know anything. You just exist.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Furina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well,
Is
since
it
you know
really
about
the
my
time for you
secret
to say
investigations,
things like
then
that,
you should
Furina?
know I'm actually working to take care of it.
Then just say that you are. And just say that you don't know anything either, so we could all just help each other out to find out how to fix this.
There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudex, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead.
I don't know. A subordinate following someone's leadership who doesn't know anything?
Just trust in me. You're Archon, and
Do you
as
even
I
know what you're
say.
talking
Never
about right
mind
now?
whether you can truly convince yourself to or not, it'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
What is wrong with you?
This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis.
Mm-hmm.
The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we will need help.
But who will lend us their aid to do
I
such a
know.
thing?
I think I know who to call. Ghostbusters! No.
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
I don't think he can. He has social
I
anxiety.
don't think I can.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
Well, at least they can still have some fun, even in the middle of a crisis.
In that case, if we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Wow, you're
Kind, as
actually a
always.
soft guy.
However, our intention doesn't necessarily
Your
change the
appearance
containment
doesn't
device and
say
the type
that.
of implement we need.
What? I thought we had a plan. What are we doing?
Should I just give up? This is all.
You know, you could trust Neuvillette instead of doing things on your own.
What was meant to happen did happen
Dumbass.
after all. It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways too to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very
Then why
long
not
time.
ask for help from Neuvillette? You
We
know,
cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what
you
we
say
do,
he's
the
supposed to be
will
your
of the
subordinate,
heavenly
but you don't
principles
even
will
trust
have
him.
its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
But even then, you still haven't given up, right?
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
But that would also mean that all hope would disappear.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive
That's
for
not-
everyone until the very end.
That's not what the people need. Not a distraction, but a solution to the problem.
Well,
Oh,
that's enough
and there
for
she
now.
is, back to
I got
herself.
the impulse to play the stricken maiden.
We're running out of time. We can't just go back to square one like this. I have to get more information out of her. Furina, please. You don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden.
Because they all want to live.
That's impossible.
It's their
It was clear
lives.
right from the start that this would be my
No,
duty
who
alone.
said that? And even if it's fate that said that, who cares about fate? It hasn't happened yet. You can change it. God. But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness.
Yeah, just what Jean-Li said.
Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really
aren't
doing
you?
much.
If that's the case...
There's no time left. Please, Furina, just spit it out. They're too eager. that information. Bro. Oh. And we're finally here. So we were being transferred. Spit it out, please. Thanks, Lily. We were so close to getting her to tell us the truth, and it still turned out like this in the end. Yeah, because Lily revealed the freaking thing too soon. It's okay though. As long as we can defeat Furina in court, we'll still have a chance to figure out everything.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you,
She's so simple. I love it.
distracted.
My mission was to give you one last chance. Yeah. We hoped that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived into the stage.
Is that so?
I mean, you could still have that chance if you just talk now. You
It's fine.
still won't.
It
Okay.
matters not. What's done is done.
We'll take this the longest way
The
possible.
stage is already set.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, neuvillette. There's no need to repeat.
You
all
want
the
this to go
unimportant
the
details.
official route? Why not?
Just fast forward to the part where the. Of
You
course,
fast forward.
it-
The people only see you as their archon because that's their long-held belief.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender.
As if.
If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am?
An oceanid?
And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Furina exactly? Special about Furina. This, right? During the diplomatic meeting with the knave, she revealed that she had already probed Furina on her own and believes it is possible that not only is Furina not really the Archon, but that she is actually afflicted with some sort of curse. I think this is it.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race,
Mhm.
which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case,
She could be a
there
Melusine
could
for
be
all we
other
know.
ways to extend your life.
Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
Well, it doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an archon might naturally resemble a type of curse.
No.
But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was
It's
not
more
your divinity,
pure that
but a
you would,
curse after all.
right? You would feel the elements.
No,
Just
it's
like
sensitive
Zhongli
too,
and
huh?
Venti. So, Furina, instead of an archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Actually, that would be a surprise, but I
Well,
don't think she
it
is. Sure, we can put the archeries aside for now, but then, Miss Furina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an archon?
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
Well,
If that poses
it
a
doesn't
concern,
mean you have to
I'm
kill
prepared to
them.
extend my protection to the audience.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority
Yeah.
of a god?
Indemnitium, yes, It's all because of indemnitium. All archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in
Not
justice
all.
into
I mean,
indemnitium.
Venti barely has any followers and he's still pretty strong.
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy
Even
for their daily
Nahida.
lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power?
Uh-huh.
Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
And how can they protect the people if they don't have any power? In case
Nobody's buying
something's
Furina's
happened.
excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't.
Well,
say
you
that
are a
Furina
liar.
is a liar.
You're hiding things too.
Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
If we can't prove that she isn't the Archon, we can try to prove that she is just a human. And if she's only human... If she's only human... Maybe getting dissolved by the seawater, but then she would die. So, I don't think that's it. This has nothing to do with her though. Cleared of the action. No, that's not it. Maybe this is it.
It has been established that all Fontainians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea.
I don't understand how this is proof.
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here.
Oh, if
and
she
now
refuses to
eliminate all
drink it,
suspicions of you being the
then
latter.
she would be deemed as
Miss
human.
Navia, please
Is that
apply
it?
to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Yeah. We got this,
Super
Navia.
sorry, Mr. Chief
It's
Justice.
okay.
I
She doesn't even know what she is, doesn't she? Furina?
Lady Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
Yeah.
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
I don't think she's human.
That's not what we
Because
thought
like she
would-
said, she's been alive for 500 years. If that's also not true, then I don't know
Due to
if
the
I can
inherent
believe
risk of
anything
the
she
test,
says
Lady
anymore.
Furina, you may.
Hey!
That's not gonna work. She actually... Oh, are you in pain?
I'm fine! Look!
Okay, so
Look at me,
she's just
everyone!
nervous because she
My
doesn't
hand is still
know
here.
what she
I haven't
is.
been dissolved.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater.
Oh.
The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to
Oh,
primordial
so-
seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Furina.
A human that
you may
could
return
live
to the
500
defendant's stand.
years?
I can't believe you.
But what's really going on here? Furina can have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human. This is too unlike how she usually acts. Unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life? But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't.
No,
make
she
me
wants to
succumb
stay
to
alive
these
to,
painful
like,
looks.
distract
What
the
happened just
people
now
from the
didn't prove a
prophecy.
single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater?
I mean, the neuvillette isn't affected by it, I don't think. But then again, he's a dragon.
Dare to just put my hand in that kind of water.
Not gonna work. No one believes you now.
Anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really
Then be fucking honest! Why are you trying to hide it? Like, why not work with everyone?
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
So, are you gonna say it now? What are you? Who are you? What do you know?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is
Guilty.
guilty.
It's your fault. You keep lying and faking in front of everyone.
To render the final verdict on the charges.